my fellow comic collectors, it's Alan, the Comic Collector Geek, and this video is being brought to you in 3D. We're going to look at the Friday Cover Challenge in 3D. So these are 3D comics. I brought 10 to the list, and I'm not expecting you to find 10 3D comics in your collection, but I am seeing what you have in your collection that is 3D comics. So let's get into the comics. I'll show you what I have, and it's a pretty fun list. If you like 3D comics, if you like gimmick comics, this is the video for you. So the first comic on my top 10 list is True 3D. This is one from, I believe, Harvey Publications. Yeah, they've made a lot of 3D comics. It was a big thing during the golden age around 1952, 53, where they just went insane. Almost every comic was like a 3D comic. So yeah, it was just it was a fun time where they got really into the gimmick of 3D comics. And this was one of the ones that they came out with, True 3D. So this is a pretty awesome one. That's number 10 on the list. This next one is a really cool book as well. This is 3D Dolly. And actually, this is an interesting book, not only because it's a 3D book, but it is the first appearance of Richie Rich. Well, not really, but it retells the origin and first appearance of Richie Rich. So it's kind of like the reprint of the first appearance of Richie Rich, but it's in 3D, which is kind of cool. So yeah, you get a 3D book, and it's 3D Dolly #1. No, there's only one issue. so yeah, so that's number 9 on my list. Number 8 on my list. These aren't in any particular order because I actually really like this one. I really like this cover. This is a 3D Lars to Mars. Now, actually, this Lars to Mars was originally done in the Golden Age, but this was kind of a reprint, but done in 3D. And it has a lot of really great Good Girl art. It was originally done by Ziff Davis, and they had really brilliant painted covers, and they kind of brought all that back into 3D. So 3D Lars to Mars from Eclipse Comics. And that came out in 1987. Another interesting one, kind of an underground comic, is Salimba. So yeah, so this is Salimba in 3D, and it's kind of this like African jungly girl story, and it's also in 3D. This is number 1. This weird plant monster down here, but yeah, just kind of interesting story. And we got issue number 2 as well. Actually, I like issue 2 better in terms of the cover. I think it's a really cool cover. And when you're wearing 3D glasses and you watch this, actually, the images appear so much cooler. Actually, this looks really, really cool in 3D, even though it's not actually a 3D cover, but it looks cool with the 3D glasses. I don't know, something about the 3D glasses make everything kind of like almost like a foil cover. It looks really cool in 3D. You'll have to try it. Just trust me. Try it out. So yeah, the next one is Captain 3D, and this one actually is a really affordable book. You can pick this up so cheaply and super high grade. I think there was a warehouse find of these ones. This is a Golden Age book, but there's a ton of them, and it's a cool book because it is like Captain 3D, and just make sure you get it with the glasses. The glasses with the glasses is a little more rare, but still there's lots of them out there. Don't expect to pay more than $20 for it. That kind of level, even though it is early, it is a Golden Age book, like 70 years ago. Not too bad. So this is yeah, another Harvey. As I said, Harvey went a little wild with producing 3D comics. This next one is kind of a major one. This is Adventures in 3D, another one from the early 50s from Harvey. And this one, I guess, impacted somebody or other, because when they came out with the Black Panthers, Black Panther, they actually, the guy that created the logo for the Black Panthers saw this really cool 3D leopard and thought, wow, that'd be a really great cat to use. And basically he traced it and then went with the full black, and that became the logo for the Black Panthers. So this is the book that inspired the Black Panthers logo. So just a really cool one. Mine's actually from some some like not pedigree but wannabe pedigree collection, where it was like the 3-generation collection, where it was like a family that basically passed on their collection from one generation to the next, and they just kept on adding to it. So it's kind of interesting. Yeah, so this is 3D Adventures. And then we got the Three Stooges, so even better, and when you have them in 3D. So another Harvey. Is this Harvey or St. John? This is St. John, actually. St. John produced a lot of 3D comics. Harvey went wild with it, but St. John was the one that actually started the whole craze. And this is 3D comics, 3-dimensional comics. They really, and it's the Three Stooges. Next on my list is a more modern one. This is from 1994. And this has actually got a bit of a 3D cover. This is the Flintstones in 3D. And this was actually for the movie that they came out with for the Flintstones. And this is in 3D. Not a bad one. And number 2 on my list is my only graded 3D comic, which is Little Eva. And this is from, what is it from? 1953. As I said, 1953 was kind of the era of the 3D comic. And this is another St. John publication. And St. John, when they published these, they were printing them in the millions. Like, they're just massive print runs on these books. So you can find them very affordably as a result. Even this one, almost the cost of the slab. It's like not an expensive book, but really cool. I think it's cool to find a 3D book where it's not only a 3D book. This is what makes it extra cool for a person like me. I collect 3D comics. I collect infinite covers. Well, this is both. So you'll see it's all 3D, but also it's an infinity cover. They're reading the same book that they're in. So you get both 3D and infinity cover all in one. And that's actually the reason why I really wanted to get this one slabbed, so I had a nice copy of it. And it'd be one that I might display somewhere. So this is Little Eva in 3D. And last but not least, this is actually the most important 3D comic of all 3D comics, because it's the one that started it all. This is Mighty Mouse 3-dimensional comics. So Mighty Mouse was the very first 3D comic. It's actually called 3-dimensional comics. And this is the one that started it all. The world's, and even says, right up in the top, you can see, world's first 3-dimensional comics. So very cool. Every page is in full 3D, 3 dimensions. 3 dimensions. And it comes with 3D glasses, which is right there. Very hard to find these actually with the 3D glasses, but they're not that expensive books. As I said, they mass produce these. They were very popular. So that is my 3D collection. What 3D books do you have in your collection? I hope you would enjoy this 3D video, and thanks again for watching. Bye for now.